Welcome back to another creepy Christmas tale with the Collective. Tonight we bring to you My Son Went Missing on Christmas by 36CF on Reddit's No Sleep. But first, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss anything that we release. Now, on to our creepy Christmas tale. I believe it goes without saying that every parent's worst nightmare is losing their children. 3 days ago, that nightmare became a reality for me, as I took a single bite of Santa's cookie and went upstairs to wake my 2 boys up. My youngest, Clyde, had already been awake and sitting patiently on his bed, eagerly awaiting my signal to head downstairs and start opening gifts. This was not all too surprising. What 12 and 7-year-old boys sleep in on Christmas morning? What was surprising was that Jack's bed was empty. He was nowhere to be found, despite my tucking him in his bed and wishing him a good night around 9 p.m. the previous night. The detectives are supposedly still investigating, but I am fully aware of the horrifying statistic that after the first 48 hours of being missing, the chance of finding my son became very slim. I'm also quite sure that they still consider me a suspect, although their initial investigation failed to prove that. Earlier today, while helping Clyde with his math homework, I threw one of his little Nerf footballs across the room, and after a couple of bounces it became lodged between the wall and Jack's bed. I walked on over and pulled the bed away from the wall a bit to retrieve it, and that's when I noticed the loose floorboard. I don't understand how this was missed by both myself and the detectives that scoured his room, but it was quite obvious once I did notice it. I believe what I found in there may have something to do with Jack's disappearance. Being a single father of 2 and working a full-time job left me very little time, especially around the holidays, to carry on the many different Christmas traditions that I had as a child. So on the first day of December, when I first saw the little raggedy-looking elf on the shelf, I was very impressed that Jack had took it upon himself to start this tradition for his little brother. When I had first asked him about it, his demeanor changed drastically, and he demanded that no one ever touch the elf. I left it at that. After all, the story says the elf will lose its magic if touched by a human. I don't want to ruin it for Clyde, so I just played along. Each morning the little elf would show up in a new spot in our small home. I was so proud of my boy for being such a great big brother. The reason I bring the elf up is because what I found under the floorboard in his room was some kind of homemade children's book titled Elf on the Shelf. It was written crudely with different colored markers for each letter, although clearly written by someone with a very shaky hand. I handed the book over to the detectives, but not before writing down a copy for myself. I really don't know what to make of this, but I know it has something to do with whoever took my son. Elf on the Shelf. Have you ever wondered how anyone could know? If you're naughty or nice, each year as you grow. For hundreds of years, it's been a big secret.
For hundreds of years, it's been a big secret.
It now can be shared if you promise to keep it.
It now can be shared if you promise to keep it. This year you were chosen, he sent me to you.
A little scout elf. While I'm here visiting the place you call home, remain in your room. Be sure not to roam. Once you are ready, the mission can start. Whose name will you scream as he rips out your heart?
Will it be Father or Clyde? He can't take you all, so you must decide.
Each night while you're sleeping to your room, he will fly.
No one can know, or else they will die.
Of course, a little magic helps me be quick. I record your whole day and report with a click. I tell him if you've been good or been bad. The news of the day makes him happy or sad. One word about this and I'll report to the boss. But keeping the secret will not be a loss. In the car, at the park, or even at school,
word will get out if you break a rule.
he will be gone before you awake. Speak a word to anyone, and your brother he'll take. You'll jump out of bed and come running to see who'll be the first to beg and to plea. Maybe in the kitchen, the bathroom, or the den is where you'll find dear Clyde met his end. I can hide on a plant, a shelf, or a frame. Where will I be? Let's make it a game. There's another important rule you must know.
Choose to ignore it and his rage will grow. Keep your window unlocked before you climb into bed. Think wonderful thoughts inside that little head.
How else can he check how good you have been? He might start to think you've forgotten about him. The night before Christmas, my job's at an end. The rest of the year in paradise we'll spend. So blow them a kiss and bid them farewell. We'll fly away, but you can never tell. Of course they will miss you, but wait till next year. When the holidays come, I'll again reappear. I wish every girl and each boy a safe place to hide. Until next year,
when I visit young Clyde.